Oh, there's probably about 6 or 7 years ago, a group of us from USA Swimming took a kind of a continuing education class through the Kellogg School at Northwestern. And probably one of the most memorable things that came out of that to me was we did this exercise where we all split up into groups of 6. And every group, in multiple groups, and there were 6 of us in a group, and we had 6 tennis balls. And so the task that we were given is to figure out how all 6 members of the group can touch all 6 tennis balls in the fastest way possible. And so we were like, and those were the rules. We're like, we got it. We got this. And so our group of 6, we went off and we found a room by ourselves, and we started working on this. And we had this juggling act like you wouldn't believe. We were phenomenal. You know, some throwing the balls high, some throwing them low, all 6 people touching it. We had this down to like 21, 22 seconds, feeling pretty good about ourselves. And a professor from Northwestern comes in, kind of sees what we're doing. He goes, cut it in half, and walks out. And so then we devised another system to try to cut it in half. And then he comes in and does that again, cut it in half. And then he kind of comes in and he goes, oh, by the way, you guys you're being idiots. You're in this room by yourself. You have no idea what your competition is doing. They're innovating faster than you are, but you're in this silo and you're not seeing what's going on. And so we went into an open room. We all started seeing what each other was doing. And then he just kept saying, cut it in half, cut it in half. And so what started with this juggling act of balls flying high, balls flying low, all these competitive former athletes thinking we're pretty cool, what we ended up doing, and kind of all of us seeing each other, challenging each other, we ended up with one guy, put 6 tennis balls in his hands, held three in each hand, and then the rest of us put our hands out like this, and he just went, and it was like 0.8 seconds. And so the point of it is by seeing what each other was doing, we innovated far faster. With a little bit of pressure on ourselves, we innovated faster. And so what it means today, and I think maybe to put it into swimming terms, is I think every year when time standards come out, athletes, coaches, kind of do a little bit of a sigh, like, oh my gosh, how am I going to reach that time standard? That's too hard, that's too low. And they do it every time they achieve it. And so maybe to translate that to what we're doing today is I think in the marketing and sponsorship world with swimming, we don't really see what each other's doing. And that's something we're going to do a heck of a lot better job of doing. And so even if you follow the SwimBiz hashtag, we're starting to take all the nominations that were submitted for the awards tonight and have done these one-page case studies that we're going to be releasing throughout the day today, so we can start to point to the great things that are happening in other teams and other clubs so we can learn from each other. And so that's a huge part of today. Yes, you're going to hear a lot of presentations, but really the real value of this whole conference is really the one-to-one interaction and the ideas that come from each other and challenging each other. You're going to see something another team has done, and you're going to want to do it. But right now, I don't think we all don't know what the time standard is. So when we know what it is and we know what the standard of excellence and expectations are, then I think we'll achieve it a lot quicker as a sport. And that's what this whole thing is about.